I just really want to put it out here because I feel like I have such a strong opinion on this topic, and because this topic is not really being talked about on this channel yet, I thought I would share you guys how I view this topic, and let's have a discussion. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode is for everyone that deals with jealousy, regardless of where the jealousy comes from. It's not about relationship jealousy, it's not about school, it's not about family, it's about everything. Because if you use this one trick, I can guarantee you that jealousy will go away literally in a second. I never thought I would make this video because I've always been a jealous person, not just in my relationship, but also, in university with my friends. And I've never been a toxic, jealous person like that I would lose friends over it or a relationship. But sometimes I become too competitive, or I sometimes compare myself to other people when I shouldn't. And I just couldn't get rid of it. And then I realized that, it's normal for some people to be more jealous than for other people, as long as you're not toxic, of course. But I realized that it's my personality type. You shouldn't always apologize for everything you do, even if you think that society tells you that you're wrong. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for the way I feel. But I also realized that sometimes the way I felt was not fair, and I knew that it was only because of the jealousy. So I decided that instead of, trying to portray a different person, instead of trying to become someone else, because, yeah, I'm a jealous person, I'm sorry. Of course, if we are friends and you do something, I'm going to be happy for that, and I'm going to be insanely proud of you. Instead of using jealousy as kind of a self-sabotaging thing like, yeah, that person got the job because she's prettier, or that person got the job because she's smarter, or my friend got married first because, she has everything better. I decided that I just cannot live my life like this. And since jealousy is, I wouldn't say part of my personality, but sometimes I really, really cannot regulate it, I decided that instead of, trying to get rid of it and trying to be like this nonchalant person, because I hate when people say like, oh, if you're jealous, that means like you care too much. Yes, and what's the problem with that? Like, I don't want to be this person that is like, my friend is something like, I'm getting married. Oh, that's great. And then just do nothing. I want to be happy, but I don't want to feel like, okay, but why am I not getting married? Why am I not going that same direction that she does? Because the direction she goes, I would actually really enjoy. So I decided that instead of trying to like push this side away from me, and I don't want to be this nonchalant person that is like, yeah, I don't care about anyone else but myself. Yeah, I don't care what happens to other people because the only thing that matters is what I do. No, I care about other people. I'm also not the kind of person like friend, girlfriend, daughter, sibling, employee that just like doesn't care. For example, if my boss is missing and she's not online for a week, I'm going to text her and be like, hey, what's going on? I'm not the kind of person that would say, oh yeah, no work for a week because my boss is missing, but more like, what happened to her? Why is she not texting me back? Why is she not online? So I care too much. And that's why I'm also, of course, a jealous type of person, because I care too much. I involve myself with other people. I like to know more about other people. But on the other hand, I'm like, because I'm not satisfied with where I am right now, I always want more. I tend to compare myself that, oh yeah, that's great that you're getting married, but why am I not getting married? Oh, that's great that you got a promotion, but why didn't I get that promotion? Oh, that's great that you lost 10 kilos, but why can't I lose that 10 kilos? So I decided to put a stop on it. For a long time, I tried to get rid of it. For a long time, I tried to say that, it's toxic. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people. You should live your life, not care about what other people do and say. But if you are a jealous person, even if you're toxic, or even if you are like me, like between the healthy and a toxic one, you know that this is not something you can just turn off. I'm sorry, but we're not vampires that we can just turn off our feelings and just be gone the next day. So a lot of people told me like, yeah, you want to be less jealous, you have to have more confidence, you have to do more things on your own. I do all those things. I spend a lot of time alone, and I don't mind it. I'm actually quite happy with the amount of time that I spend alone, because yeah, I like my own company. I have a lot of things that are going on, so I just need that time so I can focus on myself. So I do that. Build confidence. Yeah, that's not gonna happen one day. And I'm sorry, but if you feel this way every single day, then people can tell you that, yeah, you have to be more confident. It's just not going to happen over a day. So if I talk to you today and you give me advice and you tell me like, oh yeah, tomorrow you're going to wake up and you just have to be more confident, that's not going to happen. But I will probably feel jealous of someone else. So where is this really when I'm like, yes, I know how to stop being jealous. Yes, I know the things that I need to do, but it's just not working. So what I did was I realized that, to be honest, being jealous can be a good thing. It can be a really good thing, even if you're toxic jealous, even if you're a little bit jealous, even if you're like me, in between jealous. And this, so to say, good thing is that every single time when you are jealous of somebody, and I'm going to give you examples at the end of the video for like each scenario that I can now think of the top of my head. Every single time that you're jealous, I want you to stop for a second, look at that person that you're jealous of, or look at that situation, or look at that whatever you're jealous of, and write down exactly what you're jealous of. This is very good because one, you are aware of exactly why you're jealous of someone, and two, because once you write it down, you realize what you need to do. My basically thing is that instead of using jealousy as a self-sabotaging thing of like, yes, I'm jealous of that person, but blah, 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 think about what you are jealous of and then use it as a fuel for yourself, that how can you reach that point? How can you have the same thing? What are you lacking? Because a lot of people say that, jealousy is connected to insecurity. And I fully agree. I'm not jealous of a type of girl that looks like something, but I'm jealous of another girl that looks another way. Okay, why? Because I'm insecure of that girl, not this one. So I really want you to write down what you're jealous of, and afterwards I want you to start thinking about how can you reach that point. Because if you think about it, and now I'm gonna bring you the example so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go with the school example first. So you're going into school and then you see somebody getting an A and you got a B. So obviously you're jealous of that person. Why didn't I get an A? So firstly, I want you to write down that I'm jealous of Tina because she got an A and I got a B. Secondly, I want you to, because now you realize that what are you actually jealous of? You're not jealous of Tina because the way she looks, because the way she drives, because the way she dresses. You're jealous of her because she got an A. Secondly, I want you to think about what can you do so you are on Tina's level. A lot of times when I read this motivational content, people say that you have to keep working until your role models become your competitors. Because once you reach that point where Tina is right now, she's not going to be your role model anymore. She's going to be your competitor. So once you write down that, okay, I'm jealous of Tina because she got an A, then you realize I need to have an A so Tina can become my competitor. And then you have to think to yourself, what are the things that I have to do so I can get an A? And then here you have a million solutions. And the reason why this is, I think, a very good method is because it's not like I tell you, you have to do X and then you have no choice. No, you just have to realize that instead of using jealousy as a self-sabotage, because you can go home and say, Mom, Tina got an A. I'm so stupid. I don't belong to this school. I'm never going to get a degree. I'm so stupid. Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? You can go home and be like, okay, if Tina could got an A, so can I. What I need to do? And here you have a million options. Okay, you can ask firstly, Tina, how did you study? You can ask her to study together. You can realize that maybe the way I study is not good. You can try out a new studying method. You can use the internet nowadays. You can use ChatGPT. You can ask your other friends, hey guys, this is how I study. What do you think about this? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? You can also ask your professor, hey, why did Tina got an A? Can I check my own test? I would like to know how I can study for the next test so I can be better. There are so many things that you can do to use jealousy as a fuel to yourself. And this is why I said at the beginning of the video that a lot of people will think that this is a toxic mindset, because you will constantly keep comparing yourself to people, but you don't actually. You only compare yourself to people when you have jealousy. And I'm sorry, if I'm feeling already jealous, why does it matter if I use jealousy as a self-sabotage or as a fuel for myself? Because I am jealous for a reason. I'm not jealous of my neighbor, okay? Because I'm not. I don't know why, I'm just not. but I'm jealous of the person who lives 3 levels above me. I'm just jealous of them. Why? I don't know. I know exactly. This was just a hypothetical example, but you know what I mean. Like, if you feel jealousy, there is always an underlying reason. A lot of times, that's where people go wrong. That's why you have to use the first one. A lot of people, I'm jealous of her because she's prettier. But what do you mean prettier? And this is the second example where you are jealous in a relationship. Okay, I'm a girl, so obviously I'm jealous of other girls. And for a long time, I was like, you know what? I don't like that girl because I'm jealous of her because she's just beautiful. That's very vague, right? Like, what do you mean beautiful? And then a few days ago, I was thinking about her and I was like, yes, I'm just really, really jealous of her. And I was like, okay, let's write it down. What am I exactly jealous of her? Is it her hair? Yes. I like the way her hair looks. So I decided, is there something I can do with my hair to make it look like that? Actually, yes. And I'm trying that. Am I jealous of her face structure? Not really, no. Okay, cool. Am I jealous of the way she dresses? Actually, also no. Am I jealous of, I don't know, the things she does in her free time? Actually, no. And I realized the only reason why I think she's prettier is because I really like her hair. And I've decided that I'm going to do my hair, at least try, because, I might try it and then it might doesn't work. And then I realized, yeah, she might can have a better hair. I tried it, but it's just not working. But if I don't even try, she will always have this, yeah, she's prettier, and then that's it. No. And then I realized that, yeah, actually, I was thinking about her so much. And now when I actually wrote down the list, I realized that, yeah, actually, I'm not that jealous of her, because it's not like she's a goddess to me and I want to be exactly like her. It's just when I met her, her hair was amazing. It was beautiful. And I was like, I want to have the same. I use it as a fuel now, because now that I look at her, I don't feel like I hate you because you're so beautiful and I'm jealous of you. I look at her and I'm like, yeah, nice hair. Mine looks almost the same, right? It doesn't look the same, of course, because we're two different people. But in my eyes, the jealousy is gone because I look at us as a competitor, not as a role model or someone that is above me, because, yeah, she has better hair. The third example is so common, oh my gosh, and I have to put it out here because I am on social media, is this societal pressure of jealousy, of thinking that she posted a house. That house is beautiful. I'm living in an apartment. Oh my gosh, I don't deserve anything because she has a house and I have an apartment. Every single day that you see something on social media, it sucks, right? And the reason why I want to include this example in the video is because with the 2 previous videos about the test and the appearance, those are things that you can literally change in a day. Like, I like her hair, okay, I can dye it tomorrow, I can cut it tomorrow, I can do whatever I want with it tomorrow. So I'm kind of fixing the problem in like 24 hours. When somebody wants to study better, you can immediately start looking up tips. You can immediately start talking to people. So to say, you fix again the problem in 24 hours, right? But assume you're scrolling on social media and someone has this beautiful body, or someone has a house, or someone is already married with kids, and you are here 24 years old and your life is all about work. That one you cannot fix in a day, right? You cannot buy a house tomorrow. I'm sorry, I wish we could, but unfortunately we cannot. So how do you fix that kind of jealousy? I have 2 advice here, and one of them is actually very hard, and I also had to learn this the hard way, is that not everything you see on social media is true. I've had examples where I saw people living the dream life, and when I met them in person, I realized that, are you serious? Like, is this you in real life, but on social media you portray a completely different person? And it's always kind of a happy disappointment in person when you see them and you realize that, she doesn't look like this in the pictures. So what I see on social media is not always true. But this is insanely hard. And to be honest, if you don't see them in real life, for example, if I'm talking about an influencer that you really like, the chances of you seeing that person in real life is not a lot, right? So you cannot really base this on, yeah, but if I see them, but I don't see them, okay. The second thing is that instead of, again, looking at, she has a house and I have an apartment, I'm so weirded out, you can also look at it as okay, am I working towards having that house? For example, I'm going to bring up an example. You have been hesitating to take up a course in your free time because you're scared, you don't know if it's going to be for you, but you've been very interested in it, and you know that if you take this course, you might even be able to make more money in the future. And you see someone with this house and you feel jealous. When you ask yourself, am I working towards this dream? Your answer is no if you are not taking that course, because having a job doesn't necessarily mean that you're working towards buying that house. Buying that house would require you to take all your possible options, even if that's a course that you have to do in your free time. If you look at someone and you say, oh my gosh, she or he has a very nice body and I want to reach that. Yes, sorry, you cannot reach that tomorrow. But are you asking yourself, am I doing everything in my power that I can to reach that body? I'm sorry, but if you are not eating healthy, but go to the gym, then you are not doing everything. So instead of looking at it as a big picture and thinking like, okay, but I cannot buy a house tomorrow, so I'm just gonna go back to self-sabotaging, think about it like, yeah, okay, she got married when she was 24 and I'm 23 and I'm single, right? People have been there. Instead of thinking of, okay, am I doing something that I'm getting towards the dream of me getting married at a young age? You will probably not reach that by 24, right? Because if you are 23, you're single, the chances of being married in a year, if you're single now, is very low, but not possible. But my point is that sometimes you have to change your dreams. Not like, okay, then you shouldn't go for a marriage, but instead of being married at a young age, yeah, you might have to be married 2 years later or 3. I also wanted to be married by the time I'm 25. I turned 25 in 3 weeks, and I'm not gonna be married by that time. But I don't mind it, because I know some people that got married at a very young age and they are divorced. Nina Dobrev, for example, just to shoot it out. So yes, why would I rush something when I know that just because you have something at an early age, it doesn't guarantee that that thing is good. And I know it's insanely hard. That's why I left this example for the last time, because this is the one that people struggle with the most. But if we can already cure the first two one, the school, in a relationship, and to be honest, this is the same with family. You know, your siblings get more attention than you. Why? Is it because you do absolutely nothing in your free time? I'm sorry, but then try to take up a new skill. Try to take up a new hobby, so you can also talk about yourself. Or if you are, for example, with friends, and one girl is more popular. Why is she more popular? Is it because she speaks more? Try to speak more. Try to learn how to communicate. Is it because she's funnier? Try to realize, why is she funnier? And the thing is that it's okay if you're not that kind of person, because a lot of people, for example, are introvert and they're jealous of extroverts, that, oh yeah, when we go out, he gets all the girls, or yeah, she gets all the attention. If you are not like that, it's okay. But you can still try to be in the middle. If you're an introvert and you're jealous of an extrovert, I'm not telling you tomorrow you have to be an extrovert, but maybe you can try to initiate 3 conversations out of 10 instead of 0. If you're not a funny person, but you're jealous of a funny person, I don't want you to crack a joke every single minute. I want you to shoot 3 jokes during the evening, because that's already out of your comfort zone. But you will realize that, like me with the hair, if I try the hair that she has, I'm not copying her, I'm trying it on myself, which of course is going to look different. When you say a joke or your friend says a joke, it's going to be different, right? Because you said that joke. The way you say it is completely different. Maybe you use better words, maybe you use better context, maybe you actually tell it to a person that finds it really funny. You never know. That's why you have to try. And if you try and you realize that, you know what, I don't even want to be funny anymore, then you no longer will be jealous of her, because I tried the hair that she has and I didn't like that. And I was like, okay, I'm no longer jealous of you. Sorry, bye. And now I look at her and I feel nothing, like nothing, absolutely nothing. And I never thought it, because I was so jealous of this girl for so long. And if you like it, then you realize that, yeah, I actually like making jokes. Yeah, I'm actually maybe an extrovert. I was just always with the wrong people or in the wrong context. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on more videos. I will see you guys next Sunday. I hope you have an amazing week. Bye bye.